What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Earth and Sky Interactive. It is 10/10/21. Very powerful day today. For those of you, astrologically inclined individuals, today is definitely a very powerful day. The 1010 portal is open and flowing. Uh, Plus, Saturn will no longer be in retrograde for those of you who are into that type of thing or actually know what's really going on. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, this is our actual 10th weekend 10 10 weekend freestyle. You see what I'm saying? So, it was only fitting that on 10/10 we have our 10th show, weekend show. We've got way more than 10. Definitely go check us out at Earth and Sky on YouTube. A lot more than that. We in the 30s plus. And we
Because
got
we were doing like two shows. We were doing like three different shows at a week. Like y'all better catch up, man. Like I'm look, man. I'm not gonna disrespect nobody, but I am gonna give you the greatest heed and warning that I can give you. You better catch up. Don't wake up. Catch up. Catch up.
you heard it.
Because at this point, I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna say we, because I'm not French. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about as French as I am black. Okay. And you see my copper coat. Okay. I wear it well. It's called my fur. You know what I'm saying? So with that, that's just part of my fur. Don't get it twisted. You'll tell them there's lots of part to this fur. There's lots of part to this fur. Like it ain't just what you see. That it gets.
Oh,
Hey,
it gets look, people. It gets deep, and it's one of those things. It's one of those things to where it's like, look, we tell people all the time. They're like, well, you guys are just so woke. We're not woke. We're gorillas. We allow our energy, our inner gorilla, to come out. You see what I'm saying? Call it what you want to. That's just the terminology that we use. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
it.
We are guerrilla journalists. Why? Because we swing vines, we flick fleas. We go into jungles that most people don't want to go in. We talk about topics that most people don't want to touch. And we about to jump into a topic that not a lot of people is talking about that really need to be talking about, especially a lot of people who look like Earth and Sky really need to be talking about this topic because we are in a very critical time right now. A very critical time right now. And very, very meaningful energies are being taken. So, you always hear Earth talking about this race for resources. All right. Well, one of our most precious resources, two of them actually, are being taken almost daily. And no one's speaking about this. And this is really something that's really on our mind. And it's something that we got to jump into because
Enough
basically,
is enough.
yeah, enough is
Enough
enough.
is
I
enough
mean,
is enough.
I really, you hear about stuff and then it just kind of gets swept under the carpet. Why? Because again, everybody's on the hamster wheel chasing cheese. Got to pay my bills. Got to do this. Wait a minute. I'm sidestepping this. Oh, sidestepping that. Oh. No, this is a topic that can no longer be sidestepped. This is a topic that really needs to be talked about. You see what I'm saying? It's not even a point of like, where are all of these indigenous? Oh, and did you know that they like they're taught they're in, I forgot what state, but they've redone Columbus Day for Indigenous Peoples Day.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I got the Google alert. Tomorrow's Indigenous Peoples Day.
And Columbus what?
No, Columbus Day.
Is tomorrow.
Right. But in some states, at least I know in one, they've literally renamed it. They don't celebrate Columbus Day. It's called Indigenous Peoples Day. Bro, it's on my Google calendar.
Well, I mean, you know how we do it, right?
You see what I'm saying?
You know
So
how we do it. Look, I hadn't heard about this, so guess what I'm doing?
hey,
I'm going straight to it.
you see what I'm saying? So, you know,
We're Earth and Sky. We go interacting with everything we talk about. Now we're gonna be pulling up stats and facts. And these are facts that the first place you'll go to. Now, keep in mind, we're not doing in-depth studies right here on the spot. We're just letting you know that what we find, you can find too, to begin your steps towards gaining the overall truth of any subject or matter. So I don't want you guys to think that this is the extent of our research. Okay, I want you guys to understand that with this research, this is just the first phase of it. We're just letting you know that, hey, the information is out there. Don't just look at it. Be one with that information, because that information is going to save your ass. I'm Sky, man. Sky, hold me back, man. You better hold me back. I promise you, because I've been waiting to talk about this.
Look. It is definitely time to go ultra super duper Saiyan on them.
Man, this is more important than crack in the neighborhood. This is more important than crack hitting the communities back in the late 80s and 90s. This is bigger than that. This is bigger than that. This is bigger than, man. You know what? This is bigger than religious debates.
Oh yes. Oh. Why? Because basically, unfortunately,
it ties in.
Oh yeah, I can look. It's something like this. You can't even say follow the money, because follow the money does it. So just to bring people up to speed, okay? Because me and Earth have had this discussion off air. So we just decided to bring it to you because we have our conversations with you, the world.
That's all this is This is how me and him talk to each other. Y'all just happen to be here. So thank us. Thank us for letting you into this conversation, because this conversation is between left brain and right brain. Now you see what I'm saying? This is that conversation, and y'all have been allowed to partake in this conversation, and that's not on no smugness. But if you get a chance to talk to one of us or both of us at the same time and be in the cipher with us, you're gonna get enough of everything that you need.
Oh yeah.
But go ahead, 3. Go ahead, Sky.
See, here's the thing here, people. There are indigenous peoples, indigenous Americans, aka Black women and children, that are being taken daily almost. It's kind of staggering at how many are missing and they're never found. They're not even looked for. But why is it that, like, somebody who has no melanin gets the search party and Dog the Bounty Hunter? You know how often that happens? Rare. You know how many indigenous women, aka Black women and children, are coming up missing?
I like the way you said that, aka.
Regular, on the regular, and no one is talking about it. Now, me being a indigenous man of the Americas, aka what you would call Black. Look, we all came from a woman. Let's just get that. Let's just Lucy's the original. Lucy, African woman. We all came from a woman. If you think Adam was the first one here, you've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, lied to, run amok, led astray. I could keep going with that. But this is more important than that, okay? Because that's a lie. This is factual. Look up how many missing indigenous women's. It will blow your mind. As a man, my job, we were created to be protectors. So the women could basically fall back, have one less responsibility, and be able to do their spiritual thing. And of course, to have the companionship. Let's see.
Oh no, don't worry. You just keep on talking, because I'm wow.
Yeah, blow your mind. So, I mean, look here, people, and I'll be the first to tell you if any of you have seen my Facebook post. Look, I will definitely say your boy Sky was asleep at the wheel. Sleep at the wheel. And I openly admit that, but I'm no longer asleep at the wheel. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not. This is bad. People, it's bad. The fact that no one's looking is bad. And the fact that, like, a lot of these people who are doing the snatching look just like me and Earth. That is that.
And sometimes it's women also.
Yes. Yes. You see what I'm saying? No, it does, well, actually, Charlie, it does fit the narrative because there's a lot of stuff going on that most people don't really know about. Now you got to think if the original was and is Lucy, right? And it's been scientifically proven that indigenous women's, aka Black women, have a gene that you can't find in any other race of beings on the planet. So it would just kind of make sense why they're just all of a sudden coming up missing. And no one's looking for them. Their families are looking for them. Think the police is going out really looking for these people? No. You ain't got Dog the Bounty Hunter out there. He's trying to find Buddy who offed his wife. So what's up with that? But nobody's talking about it. They want to go on these wild goose chases and they want to do this and this and this and this. But yet still, like I said, you catch cases like that every so often. These women are coming up missing almost daily, all over the country. It's just not like it's one spot. Missouri here lately has been a hotbed for it. It lately. Missouri is like, look, these women coming up like, bloop, 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 bloop. The hell's going on, people? And why is it that when they do find the body, the wombs are missing? Why are the wombs missing?
See, I'm not going to sit up here and act anymore. I mean, and I'm not been acting. I'm not saying that, but I'm not going to, what some people call acting, I just call showing a higher level of restraint. See, it's one thing to poke the bear, and we'll use the bear, not the gorilla in this case. It's one thing to poke the bear, right? When you know that the bear is sleeping. It's another thing to poke the bear when you see that the bear is eating. You know what I'm saying? Two different times to poke the bear. That one you may get lucky on, the other one maybe not so much. But it's poking the bear, period. See, there's no reason to poke the bear. But if you have a bear that has been attempting to change his ways and not be so wild and not harm humanity, what are you going to do when the bear finally says, you know what? They just keep poking at. See, everyone, and the reason why we're focusing in on indigenous women. I mean, we could talk about African women that come up missing too.
Yeah.
We can talk about Caucasian women that come up missing, Asian women that come up missing. See, but let's keep it as funky and as honest as possible. All of these countries have the resources and the ability to put major government dollars, if they choose to, behind getting their own women back from being stolen, snatched away. So they could do this at will. The indigenous woman of America has very little in this world protecting her, besides some laws that are put in place to help them benefit as long as their man is not in the house.
Separation, like Charlie just said.
right. That's why I said let's keep it all the way funky. Let's keep it all the way funky, right? If a black woman and a white woman come up missing, and both of them get reported at the same time, and you have to divide the police force to go find both, what percentage of the police force do you think is going to go finding the the Caucasian woman or the black? And I'll say white because white is more status because we'll talk about that later on. But white is a status; it's not a color. So let's get that out the way. All right, we keep it all the way funky on this show, don't we? We keep it all the way 45. You know what I'm saying? With high calibers. So listen, anyone else gets reported in their communities, the community's coming out. Black women, the community will come out in some cases. In most cases, the community comes out, but there's no backing. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody to support the black or indigenous woman. And I had to say the two interchangeably, but it's time to rewrite a new narrative. Number one, that narrative is that, you know what I'm saying? Black is a status also. If white is a status, then what is that? It's opposite have to be is a status as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's keep it all the way funky. Black is a status of property. It's a status and color of a dead object or thing that has no life. Okay, it took 3 black men to be measured as a fifth of a man. You know what I'm saying?
Fifth.
A fifth.
A fifth.
That's like 3 black men only equal your arm. You know, your arm, your leg, your arm, the other arm, your head, and that arm.
Know your history, people.
Yeah.
Know for his story.
Yeah. Yeah. So if they dedicate, and I think Charlie said it right, if they dedicate 10%, hey, you know what I'm saying? We're going to take all the boys, get everybody in the neighborhoods, round them up. We need everybody to get on the phone with everybody's got a shotgun. We need everybody. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to rally up at the old Berkshar's house. And what we're going to do out there, we're going to make sure we get everybody, and we're going to find out. We're going to scale everything. Oh, and send a couple of people over to check on that on that little black girl that's missing. You know what I'm saying? It's the emphasis is not the same. It cannot be the same because the importance is different. So let's keep it all the way funky, right? So now you look at they're not protecting her. The people who are paid to protect her or protect all the citizens, not just her, but all citizens.
We'll just say the system.
The system, okay, which is to protect her. All right, so that's who she turns to. I mean, the black woman is the only woman out there who has about 5 husbands. They have the preacher. They have the police officer. They have their boss. You know what I'm saying? They have their spiritual leader. And they have their financial leader or the person that they need for fun. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just 5 hats. And you think about being stretched out in 5 different directions. And that's just one chick. She's supporting 5 men. And 5 men are having to support her some kind of way, whether it's emotionally or monetarily, you know what I'm saying? Assistance with, you know, helping a managing spiritual assistance, protection. You see what I'm saying? It's all there. It's all there. So if the government or the people who are paid federally and statewide aren't there to protect her, and the man that's not allowed to be in the house with her is either somewhere else in support of another family or protecting and saving himself or incarcerated or dead.
What? Or he's been turned into public enemy number 1 to his own family.
Once again, there goes 5. Okay. So now when you look at it, you have her out there by herself. Now, what if she has kids? 1, 2, 3. See, because some of these women have been turned into machines. Now, let's keep it honest. all of that may have not have been done and based off of what happened in slave times when our women were used as damn incubators to create more
Nope.
more workers.
We need
You
more
know what
bucks.
I'm saying?
Get some more bucks, please.
See, this is that was the gift that kept on giving. Let's this listen, man. Listen. Any other race, and I'll say race of people, and I say race not as in the color, but the color. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a race for resources. That's where the races come from, not the race because of color. That's why they guys of black and white is always coming into play, because you can attach a status, and that the status that actually just means worthless and nothing happens to get attached to us. But truth be told, in theory, we are white men by status.
By
Because
status.
our original status based off of the Treaty of Morocco was that we're the white men. And we were coming to support who have taken our status. So, but we're not going to get too deep into that right now. We're not going to, I just want to you can do your research on that one right now. That's not where I want to take this down to. So I'm not going to bring that up on research, but you can wind it back and check the stats on that. But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing, right? Here's the thing. You have Caucasian man, Caucasian woman. You have Asian man, Asian woman. You have Hispanic man, Hispanic woman. You have, Eastern European man or European man, European woman. Okay. And however, you got African man and African woman. Black women are the only ones, are indigenous women are the only ones who don't have a country or culture that recognizes them the way that these others have countries and cultures that stand behind them, no matter where they're at in the world, because of their citizenry, right? The indigenous woman has no country because her country has been plundered and
it's been warped, fucked up.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. There's no such thing as an American Indian. That's a bullshit title, because number one, they were here before it was considered America, and if that was the case, how can they now become American citizens or American Indians? You see what I'm saying? They took what was there, rebranded it around the corporation. You know what I'm saying?
That is the United States, or actually was the United States. But that's the topic.
Right. But see, here's the thing, right? So, like Charlie said, the nuclear family is held and governed in the highest regard unless you get to one family, which is the black family. Okay. So if you want the welfare, you got to get the man out. If you want the extra money, you have to have more kids.
More kids.
And if you want to get the house without having to pay for it or pay $58 for the house, then you got to make sure that it's just you guys, and all you got to do is pay us $58 a month, and you have a house. See, we're giving you everything that your man can't give you. So diabolically, the nuclear black family, our indigenous family, has been totally broken down, because that's not how you create the core worker. We're the core workers. Okay. The next phase of core workers are now coming in as we're going out. Those are the Latino and Hispanics. And pretty soon they'll be replaced by refugees trying to come into the country to get away and escape what's going on in their countries. But what they don't realize is that the house of cards is falling. And our women who have been oil, they have been oil for the machine to continue to move from day one.
Some of the most sought after.
The most. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Because they can do anything. They can do anything. They can groom the workers, teach the workers, do the work, and birth the workers. They can do anything. They can think, they can learn fast, they mature fast.
Seeing that we're keeping it beyond Gucci. Physically blessed. Physically blessed. Genetically blessed. And I guess blessed isn't really, so I'd have to say gifted. You see what I'm saying? Genetically gifted.
Let me tell you about a story of a woman named Henrietta Lack.
Woo! If y'all don't know about this woman, y'all really need to get your American card snatched. Because without this woman that he's about to tell you about, a lot of people are dead right now. Dead. Whole families dead. This woman, and guess what, people? Truth be told, they still got her DNA right now.
Still using it. Still using it. Well, I mean, even that did not take the wind out of the sail of what I'm having to tell you. But that should be that what he gave you was a plus lesson before you got the first lesson. Listen, man, and I'm not gonna go too heavy in on this one. I'm just gonna give you, if you type in Henrietta Lacks, HenrittaLacks, Henrietta Lacks, and it's funny. Let's look at her name. Let's not even go too far. Hen. What's a hen? It's a bird.
Fowl.
So it's a fowl. And that fowl births and gives birth to. And that's why they're kept on file, because they're foul. They're foul, and they continue to create birth eggs, birth more chicks. More chicks mean more food, more eggs, and more food. I mean, it's a win-win-win, because they can't do anything else. But Henrietta, first name Hen, okay, or you can go Henry, because that's in there too. And you can look at all the different types of Henry. Etta, that breaks down into something I won't even touch in right now, but the spirit of Etta James is in there because we're talking about a woman. And you know what Etta James did? She gave you her life through song. And Henrietta Lacks' song is definitely one that is truly original and so undervalued.
Again, not even really spoke about. Look, Black History Month should be called Indigenous Americas Month, but anyway, that's coming.
Yeah.
She should be talked about during the whole month of February by herself.
By herself.
By herself. You want to talk about a grand matriarch? Really, people?
Listen, man, just as Henrietta Lacks wasn't, of course, African American, let's go ahead and say indigenous because we're going to use the right term, an indigenous woman whose cancer cells are the source of HeLa cell line, the first immortalized human cell line and one of the most important cell lines in medical research. Did I just say that?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's just where it gets started at.
Do y'all realize
it says an immortalized cell line reproduces indefinitely under specific conditions, and the HeLa cell line continues to be a source of invaluable medical data to this present day, which means they're still doing studies on it. And why? They have to, because as they said, it is one of the most important studies in medical history. This came from a woman, an indigenous woman. Now, looking at her bloodline, people that came before her. You think she was the only one in the family? I doubt it. See, this was an example of another woman who, as men, we were powerless to protect. You know, I like that term, bro. Write that term down. Write this term down for me. You ready? Because this term will define the antithesis of manhood. Let me know when it's gonna be a term.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready.
And this term is coined here on Earth and Sky. Powerless to protect. No man wants to be, let alone person in general, a mother put in that same situation of being powerless to protect. All these, think about mothers who cry because their daughters are not coming home because they were powerless to protect. Think about those families who are destroyed because their child was taken from them. Even if the child was returned, the fact that the child was taken is enough to break that psyche to where you will have an indelible scar for the rest of your life. You know, if you ever broke a bone, you know that broken bone will always be remembered through something that happens naturally, whether it's a change in weather, whether it's something that happens, you know, you're going to feel where that bone was broken because, you know what I'm saying, it ain't right no more. And that's how families are getting done because they were powerless to protect these women. Now, as a man, our race of men, we cannot call ourselves men because the ultimate way that we were shown that we were not men is to be made to be powerless to protect.
Facts.
What man in this world from a culture, Russian, Asian, Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? African.
Look, man.
As well, we indigenous, we have been made to be powerless to protect. Listen, man.
Only group. Look, and I've seen it. Let something happen. Be in an Italian neighborhood. Let something happen to one of the wives or daughters on the block. Watch the cars assemble. Watch sheer hell break loose wherever they get where they're going. Why is that? Why is it when you mess with an Asian woman, daughter, they bring in the wrath, son? They ain't playing. Go to an all Polish community and play that shit if you want to. Go to a Russian community and play that if you want to. Feel free. Because they will bust caps at anybody stopping them and some. But they gonna get justice. Then this ain't no court system. It ain't going to no damn court. No funky ass judges. It ain't gonna happen. But when you look at the indigenous peoples of America, basically it had the power or powerless to protect, had literally been put in a situation to where it's just like, again, you're chattel. Nobody really gives a damn. You look, three of y'all strongest men, only a fifth. So I mean, at that point, literally like, Now you don't think after hundreds of years of being told that, mind you, it's not true. We all know it's not true. But after hundreds of years of that being in one's psyche, that starts to, and being in your environment, that starts to change your DNA. that starts to alter your thinking, your thought process as you come up. So at that point, now we are at critical mass, people. We are at a point now to where it's like, look, this has got to stop. This is flat out got to stop. It's got to stop. And it's got to be talked about. It's got to be talked about every day, all day, twice on Sunday, 4 times on Wednesday, 3 times on Mondays. This has got to really be spoken about because it's absurd. It's absurd. Now, mind you, if you think that Henrietta's the only indigenous American woman who's like that, no, not even remotely close. So, what do you think they're looking for? If they're still playing with her DNA, do you realize that, like, from her DNA, they've cured diseases that she never had?
Never.
So, wait a minute.
Driven snow.
This is a perfectly healthy woman who just went and gave plasma. And they were like, you're different. We need to talk to you. Come on over here. We need to run some experiments. Or not experiments, tests. Run some tests on ya.
How many men out there would let somebody willingly take your mom, your sister, your aunt, your niece, your grandmother, your great grandmother, your great anything, your sister? How many men out there would let them take her and experiment and have their way with her? See, because anyone that says, I don't give a damn either way, you're already at a chemical imbalance.
No, it's not chemical. You have no soul. You flat out have no soul. You may look like us, but you are not us. You are not us. Be the first to tell you that shit. Give a damn you look like me. You ain't me. You ain't a part of my tribe.
Nope. Not a part of my tribe.
You know what I'm saying? But see, the system has been set up. The system has been set up to they're missing. Yeah, you two, you go over there and you check for the indigenous woman, aka black lady. Yeah, you check for her. You two go over there. The rest of the town plus media is going that way. We're gonna check. We're gonna check for the other lady. Yeah, you know, she gets a name and her family gets to be on the news, and we're gonna pub her up. Look, matter of fact, if you don't find nothing, don't even write the report on the indigenous girl. Yeah, chick. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, don't even that. If you find something cool, write it up. If you don't find nothing, don't even bother writing it up. Just take the rest of the day off.
But here's why do you think? Let's play the critical thinking game. Now playing the critical thinking game. Let's think about how many different ways you win when one of our sisters, they win, not you, but how they win when one of these indigenous, aka black women, are lost, snatched up, stolen. Here's how you win. Here's how they win. All right. One, they win because, as they say, another nigger is off the street. That's one win. Okay. Two, it was a Negro wench. Okay. Which means that now you got three, which would have been any babies that Negro wench would have had. Okay. Four, you're destroying a black family or an indigenous family because without the mother being gone, or depending on how the mother was taken or lost or never found again, you know what I'm saying? There's no closure there. And everybody needs closure. All the great psychologists tell you that you need closure, but we're not allowed to get that. Okay. So what do we pass on? An empty hole in the family tree. Because what's supposed to come from the dirt is supposed to return back to the dirt, right? Well, it returns to the dirt, but not in the holy cycle of being passed down and responsibly put the rest by your family. That doesn't get to happen. So your soul stays lost, spirit disrupted and chained to the physical because it wasn't properly sent to the next beyond. There's just so many different levels, right? And this is I mean, and I know I'm missing some, but please, 3, you look like you want to chime it in.
Okay. Last year. Let's just say last year. Now, mind you, last year we were in knee, neck deep, Adam's apple, nose, hair deep in a pandemic. Okay? Deep, right?
Shoulder deep. That's shoulder deep right there.
All right. Check this out. Last year, nearly 100,000 indigenous women, aka Black women, came up missing.
100,000.
And nobody could be outside. So where was you snatching them from? They bed? No one's talking about that. No one's talking about the simple fact that like nearly 100,000 indigenous women, aka Black women, came up missing during a pandemic. Do you realize that the pandemic, the flu has killed more people than this will ever kill? But during a pandemic, a worldwide, not a nationwide pandemic, people, a worldwide pandemic.
Worldwide. Wide.
Thank you. Come up almost 100,000 during a pandemic. So, what's that number like when it ain't a pandemic? When you're free to move about the country. What's that number like?
Feel free to move around the cabin.
Come on, people. This has to fucking stop. This is fucking out of control, yo. I mean, when I saw that, I'm like, wait a minute. 2020, the cats wasn't even leaving their house. Like, Instacart blew up, so you didn't have to leave your house. Why? You could just get your groceries delivered. No, I didn't hear 100,000 cases. I didn't even hear 10,000. I didn't even hear 5,000. I didn't even hear 100 cases. I didn't even hear 50 cases of missing indigenous women, aka Black women in America, coming up missing last year. Not even 50.
Now, you look across the board, this is not good for anyone. Let's keep it real. The only people it's good for are devils anyway. And when I say devils, I ain't talking about black or white devils. I'm talking about devils in general. You know what I'm saying?
Soulless individuals.
Soulless. These people are listen. There's a lot of different possibilities and scenarios that are going on, from sex trafficking to alien smuggling. You know what I'm saying? Appeasing the ones who we gather our technology from. But the truth is, however it's happening, this should be, and especially indigenous men or Black men. You know what I'm saying? And I signify that by saying African men are only going to care if African women are being snatched up, and as rightfully so, that's who they're supposed to be responsible for. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We are supposed to be responsible for ours. So when I tell you that this should be on the tip of every brother's mouth, you know what I'm saying? In some shape, form, or fashion, whether it's talked about overtly or covertly, it should be talked about because at the on one end, it is sacrilegious. You know what I'm saying? This goes against all forms of heresy. You know what I'm saying? You messing with the resource of the resources. So number one, you know what I'm saying? If they take all the women and they leave all the men, men can't do that one key thing.
We can't have look. You wipe out you wipe out the matriarchs. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You wipe that out, it's over with.
It's a
And
wrap.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I say this is good for business at the end of the day for others. But what I'm saying is this should be on the tip of everyone's mouth, especially indigenous women, and especially the mouth of the indigenous man, because this is a clear-cut sign of war.
Oh,
This
this
is
would
war.
be war in other countries.
Oh yeah, in the other countries.
Let this happen in Africa.
Well, you see it. You heard about this in Africa.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it wasn't no walk in park, but they got them women back. You know, and still trying to get some back. I got to check my information on that
No,
one.
no, they're still, but yet and still, they all were. Everybody was up in arms. So
Everybody.
why nearly 100,000 during a pandemic, y'all?
That's the craziest part. I mean, but here's the thing, right? See, this system, this has not just been some new thing. This has been going on for years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, at this point in time, it's like facts.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
By far, Charlie. By far.
That's why I said it should be on it. But the reason why I said especially us men is because these are our sisters, our mothers. You know what I'm saying? Our future mothers.
Our
This
daughters.
daughters. You know what I'm saying? I've got a daughter. I've got daughters. You see what I'm saying? And this is one of the most unacceptable things. But like I said, we cannot act like this is not an active war. You know what I'm saying?
Wars have been started over sex with women. Just sex with them, like, oh, you slept with my chick, dude. Your chick sleep with everybody. Like, yeah. Little did you know she's sleeping with the other dude in 2 other countries too. Like, wars have been started over sex.
I mean, Helen of Troy. Cleopatra and Marcus Anthony.
You heard? So the fact that like these women are being just taken, and look, they created us again for protection. They were protecting themselves and just got lonely. So they created man. Okay.
They created us.
Here.
And we rebelled.
Our role.
If you want to talk about rebelling against God, that's the God you rebelled against.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, what's going on? Like, again, I'll be the first to say it. My bad. Sleep at the wheel. Somehow didn't crash and burn. I'm awake now. This shit's got to be talked about because this is insane. Insane. And no one's really talking about it. It's not on mainstream news. It gets about maybe a little blip in your local paper, and it might get talked about for maybe 30 seconds during a broadcast. You see what I'm saying? Never to be brought up again, never to be heard from again. And you ain't seeing Dog the Bounty Hunter hunting for none of them, do you? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Not at all. So, I mean, there are many different versions. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. By far. I look, there are many different types of war. Okay. This is a psychological war.
Yep.
This is a physical war. But see, they've ran this playbook before, people. This ain't the first time they've done this. This ain't the first time. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. It's really not good. Oh, no, not at all. You see what I mean? But they've done it before, and they were successful. So instead of being innovative and creative, which they can't do, they're rerunning the same script. Well, this time, guess what? Truman Show is fucking over. It's over. It's over. It's over. They were trying to blame white men in Missouri for just hijacking. Look, it had got so bad, like 5 indigenous, aka black women were snatched up in a week. 5 plus, it could be 5, could have been more than that week. And they were trying to come out and be like, yo, white dude snatching them up. Nah, bro. You kind of looking like me, son.
Yep.
Just because you look like me, you ain't me. You ain't my fam. You ain't my tribe. Cause see, truth be told, people, we were sold out by our own people who look like us. Y'all white people call it bum rap. Sorry for your feelings, but I'm not sorry for your feelings. But y'all call it bum rap. Because again, y'all were made to believe that white, again, was a color, no status symbol. And if you look up white way back in the day, you don't see any white, quote unquote, people. The people with the title of white were darker than me. I'm not light skinned by no stretch of the imagination. And they were dark. Their status was white. So, yeah.
It's a status. It's a status.
And you can look this up. So it's not like we're telling you these things that are like this mythical, magical stuff that we're just pulling off the top of our heads because we don't know. No, go back and look. Go back and look. And everybody's like, Morocco. Yes. But y'all didn't realize that there were 2 groups of Moors. 2. Not just 1. There were 2. Yeah. Right? The game of Cowboys versus question mark. Yes, following new game. Yeah. Except for they don't know how to hit the reset button. Like they just keep playing the same damn game, thinking that no one's going to see it or figure it out.
I mean, everything points back to it. Everything points back to it. You know what I'm saying? Everything points back to, whether it's sexual, whether it's, fucking harvesting, you know what I mean? In lots of different platforms of harvesting, whether it's organ harvesting, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual harvesting. You got to think about it, right? The most spiritual people in any realm or region are the indigenous people to that region. You know what I mean? Oh man, shit. That's the stuff right there, Charlie.
But again, why do you think it's the indigenous women, aka black women, and their children?
That's my point. That's
that
my
are
point.
being snatched up. Oh, that's that good. Like that
Yeah.
carries that extra, that boost. So you want to know why all of these people are coming up missing and their kids are coming up missing, and it's like I could have swore I just saw this woman and their two kids walking down the street, and you blinked and they was gone, never to be seen again. Again, people, a lot of things happen that we don't take time to think about because they've got us chasing cheese, running the hamster wheel. It's deeper than that. We've been lied to since the beginning of time. Lied to. All of us. All of us. All of us. Oh, wait. So the truth's coming out now. Wait a minute. So America is old Egypt?
See how it comes around?
Wow, then. That would make perfect sense why they're starting to find all different types of quote unquote Egyptian artifacts here in America. How did they get here?
But see, this is the same reason why I can talk to you right now about
Right.
that being a top priority. You know what I'm saying? That is definitely a top priority. Something else is the top priority, man, is the other side of the coin. The other third of the 360 is brotherhood. See, a brotherhood of like-minded individuals is what's needed in order to, one, establish the men from the boys. See, some men want to hang all the time with the boys, but something about it, when they really get it down and they realize that manhood is about maturing into the highest level of your life as a gender. You know what I'm saying? Like, womanhood is the highest part as far as women go. You know what I'm saying? Childhood is the farthest part of children. You know what I'm saying? Is that bonding that comes from the hood part of those three different options. And with brotherhood, like one of the top things that we would always be talking about before we can delve into anything else is the safety and security of our families. Okay? How can we be brothers if at the core I can't help you protect your family? I can't call you my brother because I would expect nothing less than you for being my brother. But what happens? The envy comes out. The wedges that have been created by this social engineering. You know what I'm saying? Now, who else is going to rally up so we can get this party started the right way? Because it's time to dance. This is the big dance right here. This is the big dance. So if you didn't bring your dancing shoes, then you didn't listen to David Bowie on the way to this. You know what I'm saying? you know, you didn't listen to David Bowie. Put on your dancing shoes and dance with me. Let's dance. Listen to that song, man. Into the Moonlight.
Well, again, man, he look.
Hey, and if you say run, I'll run to you.
Dude, look.
Come on, man.
Not being from America again, you see things differently because certain blinders weren't put on you. Certain restrictors and restrictions were never placed upon. So you can actually call it for what it is. That man was in an interview, was talking to Buddy, and he looked at him like, "Did you just ask me a question?" Like he answered the question like he was talking to a 2-year-old and got up and walked off the set. Like you have really no And this was back when MTV just was getting started. Right? He looked at Buddy, was just like, yeah. Again, that's why a lot of other countries, and I've seen it because I've been other places, and this was back in the day. They'd be like, y'all just something wrong with y'all. And they don't view it as just one person or a couple people. They're like, there's something wrong with you Americans.
Right. Yeah. Man, do you remember when we went to Canada? Do you remember when we went to Canada?
Oh, so look, that group that was sitting behind us, bro, or in front of us, actually. You see what I'm saying? Kept it purely 1K, as the kids say. They kept it 1K.
Yeah, we met a group, right? Of like most of them were you know what I'm saying, Caucasian, right?
They all were.
Yeah, they all were. Okay. And I mean, they loved the gorilla. They said, man, I just don't like it. I just don't like the flag on it. Like you don't really know. And I guess maybe, I mean, most people just don't care. I think you got to be pretty closed-minded to not care that other countries see you as this or that. Like when Biden got into the office, they like, he's weak. They said he's weak. When Trump was in the office, it's like, he's strong. He's gonna get us fucked up because he's too strong. You know what I'm saying? And I was not a Trumpster. I'm still not a Trumpster, but I mean the true fact is, I think he did a little bit more than Obama and fucking Biden put together.
Together for the indigenous people. And isn't that crazy?
For the indigenous people.
Isn't that crazy? My man running around talking about grabbing by the pussy and all that good stuff, right? But yet and still did more for the indigenous people.
Friend of David Duke, friend of the Grand Wizard.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Let's call it what it is, bro.
But then again, though, is there something that 45 knew that the general public didn't know? Like, yeah, Dave, I know y'all, you get a bad rep, bro. You get a bad rep. We know the people who got you started with them sheets didn't look like you. You just got kind of suckered into the game, huh? All right, we can be cool. Again, that man, and there are other groups that he's befriended that you would be like, how could you be down with him? Why would you associate? Why would you even notice? He never tried to hide it, nor did he say he wasn't.
Right.
So what's that tell you? Is there a little more to meet the eye? Is there some transforming going on?
More that meets the eye.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's some shit in disguise going on. There's some big pieces to this damn puzzle that nobody's talking about. Real quick, I just want to say thank y'all for staying with us. We are 1 hour and 3 minutes into the flow, so definitely thank y'all for staying with us. But this is a passionate topic. We will continue.
So, you know, it's just time, man, that the lines have already been drawn, right? Those who aren't in the fight are those who are willingly choosing to stay moving with their blinders on. And while moving with your blinders on, you can never forget that you can be hit by a truck going 50 miles per hour, you know what I'm saying, down the highway of life. And, you know what I'm saying, just run your ass over because you wanted to stay with your blinkers on.
Got hit, car going 45 from behind. He's telling the truth, people.
This generation, and I don't mean the X generation, I'm talking about these people that are living in this time right now, have all been chosen to play an epic part in everything that's going on. We are at the doorway of what is going to be happening for the next hundreds of years. Say about it. I triggered something. What did I trigger?
So, what if they were trying to find Henrietta Lack 5.0. Again, everything evolves and mutates. Everything. So, what if you're looking for that next one? Again, you got to randomly snatch at that point. It's a snatch and grab mission. They can't pull a they can't pull a Germany flow and just round them all up. They can't do that. But you can just snatch and grab and have your way and roll the dice and hopefully you get lucky.
Well, look at it this way, right? The game plan is there. You know, like you said, it's already happened. We are playing catch up. You're right. I mean, think about it. Here's what they did. Baruch Assault wanted to get that golden ticket. So Daddy bought 1 million Wonka bars.
Oh, look. Baruch Assault, the first Karen of the world.
Oh, man.
She's number one. Numero uno.
She is the archetype for the Karen.
Yes.
But you know what I'm saying? Daddy. So I mean, but that's that's exactly what it is. Well, Daddy, why can't I have one? Daddy, I want a reindeer too. Daddy, I want a golden lake. I want a golden ticket.
I want a Oompa Loompa Daddy.
Yeah.
I want one.
And if I don't get one, Baruch had her own song and everything.
Oh, bruh, she look, and Daddy wasn't trying to hear all that. Daddy like, oh yeah, I need to talk to you later about getting some of these Oompa Loompas. Yeah.
Yeah, Baruch and motherfucking Salt. You know what I'm saying?
Salt. Salty like a motherfucker. They knew exactly why they named her that.
Right. So that's what's happening. So yes, dude, to get to that one, every other candy bar is expendable. Every other candy bar is expendable. See, when I tell you that this keeps on, this is the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying? Hell, and I mean, look, man, we've been duped in so many different directions, bro. You know what I'm saying? We believe that every white man is our enemy, that every brother is our friend. You know what I'm saying? That every woman is a mother. You know what I'm saying? And every dude is and every Muslim is a terrorist. That's what they got us believing, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh. All women hoes. They all hoes. They all hoes.
Man. Oh man. Like, you know what I'm saying? They got us chasing this high value man idea. Like, okay. To me, a high value man recognizes that our women are in the greatest trouble that they've ever been.
Ever.
And if we are to revitalize that nuclear bond, then we have to show them that we can protect them. Because once we show them that we can protect them, then they're gonna sit down and shut the fuck up on that.
Game changes
instantly. Now you can sit your ass down and let me handle this. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching Dragon Ball, whichever one, and when Goku comes back at just the last minute. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was fighting Frieza. You know, right about to fight Frieza the second time. You know what I'm saying? After he killed him the first time and he regenerated back in the super. So you know what I'm saying? Just as Gohan is giving up his last bit of energy, damn near about to die because he knows he can't beat Frieza because he ain't been training. And Pops ain't never stopped training. You know, matter of fact, Pops is away training right now. He gave him a signal like, "Hey, this is all I can give you." And Goku just had needed something to lock onto from a different area to where he would be able to do a instant transmission to his location. And guess what happens at the last minute? Boom! Goku shows up and stops Frieza in his tracks, and now there's a new fight. You see what I'm saying? But Frieza knew. It's like he's like, I'm gonna kill each and every one of you guys until I get him to come back.
Yep. Because
Doesn't that sound
basically,
like Baruch Asad want? Doesn't that sound like Baruch Asad want that goddamn golden ticket
yep,
or Oompa Loompa?
yep, yep.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the same scenario, ain't it? It's
Oh
just
yeah.
packaged differently.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
See, Frieza. See. Listen, man. That's the common story. We got to stop playing the game, man. We got to stop playing the game. What needs to be on our mouth and on everybody's mouth is, and I say we have to start with indigenous women, and then we can look at other women as well. All right, and this is not no slight. It's every man for himself in that aspect. In other words, look after yours. Make sure yours is straight. If yours is already straight, now you can lend a hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't expect you to jump out and help us when we ain't helping us yet. See what I'm saying? We're not gonna knock you and say, look, you want to, all right, like if you were to come and ask me, well, what can I do? I would have to ask you, is yours straight first? And if you could say yes, then that means ain't nobody from your background that are women being in the same situation that mine are in. Until you can make sure that yours is 100, don't try and help me come over and help me get to 100. But the way that you can help me get to 100 is by talking about it from your perspective and by your backing on those who you represent. So then you can sit to the table, I can sit to the table, and we can all make sure that, okay, you got yours straight, you check. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Now you can actually be, you know what I'm saying, you can be useful to us. But unless you're defending your own, you can't be useful to us. You see what I'm saying? And that's the way we have to look at this, because we should always take every option. Let me tell you why I used to like Conan the Barbarian so much, right?
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying? Conan the Barbarian is he pushed himself beyond his limit, not to the limit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Scarface did. You got to push it to the limit. No. Conan pushed himself beyond the limit. He went to war. He was a slave kid. He was made to fight in battle on behalf of other dictators and tyrannical Krom. You know what I'm saying? He was in the pits made to fight. You know what I'm saying? For his entertainment, as the entertainment of Krom. You know what I'm saying? He was made to so you know, he pushed himself beyond the limit. We are at the stage now where if we cannot push ourselves beyond the limit, then we are dead. So with that being said, it's not all hands on deck to help us. It's all hands on deck to make sure you can protect those trying to jump our back. Like if you got my back, get my back, but I gotta have my front. Well, I gotta have my front.
See, here's the thing. Also, if you think it's gonna stop with the indigenous American women, aka Black women, if you think it's gonna stop there, no, because then it's gonna spill over into the brown. You think it's gonna stop there? No, then it's gonna spill into the yellow. Think it's gonna stop there? Oh wait, this was gonna touch a nerve. Then it's going to be the white women. Yes, there are those white women who, if you look back enough in their lineage, they had some melanin in them back in the day. If you think that they won't come for them too, you are sorely mistaken. They look. Why do you think again it was imperative to keep the indigenous American woman, aka black woman, in the back having babies. Why? Let's see. Birthing hips. They turned them into factories. Literally. This is what you do. You're just having kids. Your body can handle it. Do you know how many women as a whole in the world have to have C-sections because they can't give vaginal birth? You ever stop to think about that? So now you're starting to take the indigenous American woman, the AKA black woman, you're starting to literally make them come up missing like that. You're taking away from literally the fiber that helped grow the world. True indeed, yeah. Baby making machines. You're absolutely right, Gorilla One. Baby making machine. Because guess what? They are the beginning of life. Again, if y'all seem to think, and I will say this again, and I will say this again, and I will say this again till the damn cows come home. Yes, yeah. Adam had a belly button. So if Adam had a belly button, that means he was given birth to. Which means a woman had him in the belly and gave birth to him. There was no rib. Because if that was the case, then they'd be just like us. There'd be no babies. Their DNA genetic structure would be identical to ours. So again, why you think? Why you look here? What you think? The whole Lilith Eve thing? Like, look, like I'm straight. I'm good by myself. I don't need to make anybody else. I'm good. But we need more, and we need to go forth and multiply. Find somebody else for that. I'm not down with that program. Okay, so now you have Eve in the mix. Then Adam shows up. Or Lilith gave birth to Adam and was like, you ain't the one, son. You ain't it.
Bing, 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 bing.
Like, you ain't it. So, you know what? Yeah, I'm not feeling you, bro. Like, this was an experiment that didn't work. Y'all take him back. Look, I got the 30-day guarantee warranty on his ass, and look. Oh, wait. You got to stay? I'm out.
I mean, think about it, right? I mean, when is it that most women are like over with? Now, here's the thing. They all know what's up. They all know that if you got one that's there that does 60 to 70% of what he's supposed to do, that's a good man. And it's because he does more good than bad.
Yes.
Now, that's a reason to keep him. All right? Because you got to know who you're choosing to protect you, to carry on, to provide. So they just can't go choosing anybody.
But what does the program tell them? Choose anybody. Doesn't matter because you don't need them anyway.
No.
They're short term.
Here's the program, right? The program is you are a princess. Your life revolves around one big day, getting married. Now it used to have us like that was the thing to do. Marriages shot up. The Beers ran the marriage thing. A diamond is a girl's best friend. The commercials blew and created a whole new market for diamonds. It marketed diamonds. Check it out. There's a story on go to Explained on Netflix and look at diamonds. And so I think it's called Diamonds or Diamonds Are Girl's Best Friend. It's a segment on Explained, and you will see that there's been the greatest marketing campaigns for our mind and our wallets. That at one point in time, you know that the diamond wasn't even important. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you got to think, right? Why do you think African kings and queens always are portrayed to have had, you know, like lots of diamonds and gold, right? Because it was nothing. It was something, but it wasn't.
Dude, it was everywhere. Everywhere they looked, it was like, oh, look, I found this big ass rock. Oh yeah, but guess what? I found this big ass nugget, and he found that one, and she found that one. And they were just walking along finding shit. Like it was normal. Nothing out of the ordinary.
But now it's made to believe that, you know, you gotta spend a man should spend 3 months worth of his pay.
Oh yeah.
For a ring, and that's considered a good ring. So she wants
7,000 is common.
Right.
7,000 is common. That's common.
So if that's common, and she through hypergamy decides to marry up, you know what I'm saying? Because his 3 to 7,000 is nothing to his 21,000, or nothing to his, you know what I'm saying, 102,000, 210,000. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Then nothing to his 2.1 million. You know what I'm saying? 2.1 million for a ring? Yeah, it's happening, son.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
It's happening. And it ain't just because the money ain't nothing. It's because the idea of what kind of presentation is going to be held to give this diamond to this woman, and what it means to be the princess who finally gets married and lands the prince. I thought the idea of a princess was to be in training to become a queen. You see what I'm saying? So that's another step that gets missed along the way. But this is Disney's whole shtick. Disney's whole shtick is based off of the princess idea. Okay, so with that level of marketing, now women don't want to be women; they want to be princesses. They want to wear tiaras. You know what I'm saying? They want to be a queen without a king. The only queen without a king was Elizabeth. You know, Cleopatra. She never had a king either, but you know, she was still queen. There was a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, when we put all of our states into trying to follow what they've been painting as a picture of right and wrong, we forget that these are the women who, without them, our species would no longer exist. And the only way that being possible is through technology. Now go ahead and say what you're about to say. I just had to get that part off.
Oh no. You touched on a very key thing, and it's just a simple fact of like, okay, so look, if y'all sit there and think that like back in the day, for those of you old enough to remember who Dottie is, we all know who Dottie is. Dottie was a sheep. Dottie was the first cloned. Well, Dottie was the first publicly cloned entity.
The first successfully publicly cloned.
So you got to think, if they cloned Dottie the sheep back in the day, and look, it got to a point where cats was like, oh, whoa, yo, this is deep. So you're trying to tell me that I can give you my DNA, you can grow me an extra liver in a Dottie, and then basically harvest that, and whenever I need it, you can just go and get it. Yep, that's what we can do. And that's what they started doing. So if they were doing that back in the day, where do you think they are now with it? Where do you think they're look, people like, look, so when you've got nearly 100,000 indigenous American women, aka black women, to come up missing, you don't think that there's some genetic flow going on there? Like I said, are they trying to find the next Henrietta? Who are these women? Again, we talk about bloodlines all the time, Earth. Who are these women that are being snatched up? Nobody wants to talk about it.
Right.
Where are they from? Where are their peoples from? What's the lineage? Do you see what I'm saying? So are you trying to find the next upgrade? Because again, if they're still working with her DNA, and it's probably evolving, it's probably mutating.
So are there some that they're mutating?
So I mean, if it is, no, just naturally.
Yeah.
You gotta think, she's immune to everything. Her DNA isn't getting sick. It's not catching disease. It's the absolute opposite. It's on the complete other end of the spectrum. So
it's not being compromised to stop making, more cells. The cells aren't being slowed down in their production. Look, something messes up. It gets. She would be, by all terms and all rights, she would be what Wolverine is to the X-Men.
Yes.
Without the claw.
Regenerate, not a problem. Hold up, got a cold? Okay, no problem. Body's like, she's down for about maybe like, I feel a little something, a little twingy. About 3 hours later, she's good. Right as rain. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you got to think, if that's the case, you don't think that they're trying to find the next version of that? So when you were talking earlier, that just popped in the brain like, yo, because why is it just the indigenous American woman, aka black woman? Why is it just that group? Why is it just the children? You're looking for something. You're trying to find something. What are you trying to find? Notice you don't have indigenous American men, aka black men, just coming up missing, do you? No. We don't offer anything that you need. Nothing.
Well, I mean, they're missing. They're coming up missing. They are.
No,
the sons. It's just not to the same.
Right. I mean,
it's not to the same extent.
Right. Like, well, think about it. They're being lost to jail, being lost to violence, street violence, urban whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? But I mean, just flat out, like, we just snatching you up to snatch you up. Brothers ain't coming up.
Yeah,
like
see,
that.
when they snatched us up, when they were snatching us up, it was more so for the main purpose of entertainment, or something that allowed them to, increase their psyche about how they are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Earth, quick question. What's your battery looking like?
Maybe halfway.
Okay. Only reason why I asked that question is because you're getting glitchy. And I know sometimes when a phone battery gets low, it can get a little glitchy or grainy.
That might be the am I still glitchy?
A little bit, but you're definitely grainy. You didn't start this way, let's just put it that way.
No. Well,
no, wait.
See,
that's just it. It's not all the time. It's not all the time. Like you'll be perfectly good, then all of a sudden you'll get a little, and then all of a sudden you'll be like right now, you just glitched. Like if we was in a movie I just saw a black cat.
Oh, hold on. No Smiths on the alert. 1 second.
All right, people. So while he's unsmithing, you see what I'm saying? Because we can't have that going on. But I mean, this is just something that, we're talking about and we will be talking about not only in this show, but in future shows. Why? Because it must be talked about. People really need to start talking about the indigenous women's of America, aka Black women. Really need to. This is a topic that really needs to be spoken about. I personally dropped the ball myself. Definitely had my moment with myself about that, or moments, should I say, with myself about that, and really had to come to sky meeting with myself. Like, look, man, look, they created you. They gave birth to you. You got one job, bro. At the end of the day, you got one job. So it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. I know I'm not the only indigenous American man, aka Black man, out there who hasn't been handling the BI the way we were supposed to. Oh, whoa, you so Gucci, you beyond Gucci right now, bro. That's so sharp. You cutting me. Cut me, son. You so crispy. You so crispy that like look here, man. You're making bacon envious right now. You so crispy. I said you so crispy. You making bacon look envious right now. You woo. So fresh and so clean.
Ain't nobody dope as we are. We just so gorilla clean. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. I was just telling them, man, you know what I'm saying? I being an indigenous American male, aka Black man, was asleep at the wheel. Definitely. I can admit that. I've had my come to sky meeting with myself. You see what I'm saying? To realize that in a pandemic, almost 100,000 indigenous American women, aka Black women, came up missing during a pandemic. That's a problem. And again, look, you go back, Rizza Islam, what'd he say? Drink champs. What'd he say? He's like, look, if this happened to any other group of people, there's a problem. They're coming to see you. They are coming to see you. They are gathering, and they are like, where's she at? Look, either she's leaving with us now, or we tearing it all up. All of it. So hopefully we brought a lunch, because we all brought a lunch, and we ready to go now.
I mean, that it has to be that level of urgency. It has to be that level of urgency because it's not being spoke about. I mean, listen, right? Listen. You got Liam Neeson. Yeah, you know where I'm going. You got Liam Neeson. You see where I'm going with this, right?
Oh, yes. Bust him.
You got Liam Neeson. This brother killed half of France. He killed half of France. You know what I'm saying? On some gotta get mine back home. You're not hearing what I'm saying. They make movies about white women getting snatched up and bringing back.
Correct on the movie tip. Oh, yeah. Oh, my man's like, and I have, certain skills.
A very special set of skills.
And you don't want that. You don't want that smoke.
You
don't want that smoke.
You had a real killer and savage go to the lengths that any man would and should go to protect his loved one, right? I don't even think it's a mystery that you would do it. That would be your top important reason for losing your freedom as well as your life. That's where it's at with me. If mine gets gone, there's no question about it. So to the elite, that's not something you even have to see. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's not a hot button topic. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be rated as a topic because I'm telling you what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like reckless regard. Look, serial killer. No serial killer. I'm going to let you know that I'm going to scorch the earth looking for mine. You know what I'm saying? Hell have no wrath like a fury scorn, like a woman scorn. Well, earth ain't got enough damn bullets. I need more. You know what I'm saying? I
Well,
need more.
I
Cause
know. Look. I was told once by an individual, I got gorillas that'll make things go kablamo.
kablamo.
Things to get your kids lost.
Your salad toss.
You heard?
Gorillas don't floss because we know what it costs.
So I mean, yeah. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? But look, as indigenous American men, aka black men, we have been conditioned and programmed. Meh. Say something. Meh. This needs to be barbershop talk. Hot spit. For those of you who have never been to an indigenous American male barbershop, aka black barbershop, that's the town square of the community.
Yep.
That's where business is handled, if y'all don't really know the drip. Okay? This needs to be that type of talk. Because see, if it was that type of talk, oh, you'd have eyes everywhere. Everywhere. And somebody would come up missing. Somebody saw something. Somebody gonna talk. Somebody
Talk, sing, hum.
They're gonna be a
beatbox.
whole lot of songbirds. But see, this is what they realize, that no one's gonna say anything. The protectors, we beat the protection out of them back in the day. Hell, we'd rape their women and make them watch. Do you realize that happened, people? Do y'all really know the history?
What, the history of the term motherfucker?
Yeah, bruh. Do you know psychologically what that would do to an individual if you sat there and had to watch your woman get raped again and again and again and again?
Well, let me.
Yours? It don't even look like you.
Oh, I mean, how about having to leave while the owner of you and your wife, by law, in a fucked up law, obviously, comes out there and says you need to go somewhere because I'm gonna be in here with your wife tonight. Or matter of fact, yeah, I'll come over there tonight. You got to go somewhere. Or just matter of fact, just send her over to send her over to my house. You can stay in your house, send her to my house. Not the big house, no, because that's where the missus at. I never disrespect the missus like that. But send her over to my cottage. And yeah, I'll you'll see in the morning as she's doing the walk of shame. You see what I'm saying? See, you don't have that level of degradation that would cause a man to lose his mind.
Snap.
Many, do you know that there are stories of men, African men, indigenous men that were, and I strictly draw the line between the two because there's two.
Yes.
You know, the indigenous man and the African man. You know, they kidnapped this dude would literally go and hang himself or kill himself
Oh yeah.
because he could not defend his woman.
Again,
Powerless to
powerless
protect.
to protect. Powerless to protect. And when that's what you know, see, when that was the thing, again, you've got to beat that out, but you can't beat, that's not something you beat out because that's instinctual. So if you can't beat it out, oh, you got to shame it out. Oh, and now everybody looking at you different. Now you feel different every time you look at your woman. At that point, you can't live. Why live? Because the purpose for your life is that woman, is that indigenous woman.
Let me say something that I just noticed. What you were seeing from me, that was the tracking. Because now you being tracked. We can keep on moving. I just
Oh
thought
yeah.
I'd let you know that.
Look here, man. Look here, man. They look. At the end of the day, man, things are what they are. They can say what they want, they can do what they want at the end of the day. End game. They've been showing us in movies the whole time. End game. Guess what? Guess what? That's about to happen. All this shit's about to change.
Look, you know they've been talking about it. The what they're saying how the meek shall inherit the earth. That's just the Thanos snap away, baby.
See, Thanos snapped it all away, and then the Hulk snapped it all back. And they know their time is now. That time is over. Over.
Done data.
And they know. And they know. And that's why they're doing things in broad daylight. That's why things are now rituals are being, presented to you in your grill. They don't care anymore. Come on, man. All these hand symbols and signs and they're everywhere. Everybody's doing it and nobody's saying a word. Why? Because basically they don't have to hide it no more. They don't have to hide this shit anymore. Because it's all coming to an end. Like, I bet. Like, y'all have no idea what's really going on out there. You don't. You really don't. Like, some of you do. Actually, some of you do. Some of you are conscious to the fact that there is a galactic war going on. Nobody wants to talk about. That there are things on this planet, basically, who could give a fuck less about you at all. But they love that energy, though. Again, people, Why do you think the number one made movies in the world, the most number, the number of movies that are made in the world are horror movies? Why is that?
Good question.
Why is that? Because basically it keeps you in fear.
Was distracted?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Gets you all in fear. And what happens when you're in fear? Your heart races. That adrenochrome starts to smell real juicy to a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They're like, ooh, I got to have that. Ooh, especially I live and die on the fear. Why is it that people who know they can't sleep at night still watch scary movies even though they know they shouldn't be watching scary movies? Like, y'all want to get harvested on? Blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Revved up like a deuce in the middle of the night.
You beat me to it, bro. You beat me to it. That's all I can say.
Oh, my bad.
But hey, look, but facts is facts, man. Facts is facts. And it's just the fact that, like, they live off that fear. So it's just the fact that, like, they want to snatch these people up. They want to snatch these indigenous women of America, aka Black women. They want to snatch them up. They want to put them in fear, so that way they can do what they want to them. It's something that we as indigenous men of America, aka Black men, really need to start to talk about and do something about. Because see, that's one of the many reasons why there was a Black Panther Party. Because I'm gonna tell you what, right now, you think this was gonna happen back then? No.
Man, at the forefront of any party, social, political, geopolitical, whatever kind of party you find yourself attached to, the preservation of the woman should be the top priority of that party. The preservation, the sanctity and safety of the woman and the child should be the top priority.
Number one.
I'm talking about right underneath their self-care with their creator. Other than that, women and children must be protected. The unmistakably, undoubtedly, the most important resource of any race.
Oh yeah, and it's something that basically, look, again, there was a reason why they were infiltrated. Okay, you don't see. Okay. So these women being snatched up, these indigenous women of America, aka Black women, getting snatched up. Notice they ain't snatching up Muslim women. They ain't snatching up no women that are with men that are a part of the nation. Why is that? I'm going to tell you why that is. Because they would have a problem. Society as a whole would have a problem.
Major.
Because they're coming for your head. And they're leaving with one, guaranteed. A head gonna roll. So isn't it interesting how you selectively choose those you snatch up, but know for a fact that if you snatch a woman that is attached to the nation, hope you got an army, because they do. And they're trained. Let's not get that fucking twisted. And they're coming. All of them. Not just one. Not just two. Not just 10. Yeah. So look, again, they know what they're doing because they realize that as an indigenous people of America, especially men, aka black men, us coming together. Why you think they've been trying to shut the nation down forever? Wait a minute.
Forever and a day.
You're teaching them order? You're teaching the indigenous men of America, aka black men, knowledge of self? Oh no, that's a problem. Wait, they're going to die defending their matriarch? Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Major problem.
Houston, we've got a major fucking problem. We've got a problem, and we can't look. We can't have that. We need to shut that down. We need to do everything we can at all costs to shut it down, but you can't do it. You can't do it.
And you know why? Because they wouldn't allow it to happen. Because if it did happen, that would mean everything else is going to have to crumble.
Crumble.
Because things will never be the same after that.
Oh no. Oh no.
Can never be the same.
No.
Can never be the same. That's all out.
Uh-huh.
And see, the reason why is because the same reason why it doesn't happen, in other cultures as fervently. Now, if it does happen, let me just say this. It's their people selling them out too.
Oh.
At the end of the day, that is the ultimate. That is the ultimate. Why is that the ultimate? Because guess what it means to be without your woman? That means it is to be without the strong suit of your life. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. The wrong type of woman can be the worst thing for you. I think every man knows that. That shouldn't be hard to understand. You know what I'm saying? The wrong kind of woman can hurt you. You could be sleeping with the enemy.
Woo! Boy, look here. I will only use myself as an example. But now, mind you, they did what they did to get what they wanted. They paid a price and will pay a price.
Yep.
But they got what they wanted. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you got to remember, people do things and you might think that you know why they're doing them. They don't even know why they're doing them because basically contracts were set, soul contracts were made. And basically it's like, okay, so if this is what you want this lifetime, you can get it. But you're going to have to give me something first in return.
In return.
Ooh, I need something from you. Yeah. But you can have what you want, though. Feel free. Happened to me twice. So what he's saying to y'all is real. Real.
And I can honestly tell you, it's only going to happen to me once.
I mean,
once. Only once, like Johnny Dangerous used to say.
Oh, in that movie, bro.
Right. I got married once. Only once.
I got hung on a door hanger once.
Yeah.
Once.
Only once. I remember watching that movie as a kid. I went to the movie theater because I don't know why I wanted to see Johnny Dangerously, but I sure did.
Look, Joe Piscopo played that role. Rest in peace, Joe.
Oh, man.
He played that role perfectly. My man was just like, my mother said that to me once.
Only once. I'm like,
the childhood, bro. A lot of shit
Right.
happened to him.
Once. But you know what I gathered from that is that he was willing to accept the lesson once,
Boy,
only once. You was not gonna fool him
no,
twice, 3 times a lady, none of that.
no. There was no trice. That was not gonna happen. Thrice did not exist in his world.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, woo, the hot coals, the hot fire. He got the hot fire going on.
Hot fire make a good hookah smoke.
Oh, who could talk with an earth riller?
Coming to a realer home habitat near you. Yeah. Oh, by
Ooh.
the way, who could talk with a gorilla's coming back? So just, we're gonna be just a real quick pub. We've been switching things up. We're gonna do things where we're talking about music, new music, the effects that it's having. We're gonna break it down a real way. So you could like it, you could love it, but we're gonna tell you why we like it, we don't love it, why it ain't working, why it shouldn't work, and it's not gonna be anything personal. It's just gonna be a straight critique from a hip hop enthusiast or hip hop enthusiast, and you know what I'm saying, down the line, straight down the center.
Uncut to the gut. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
This ain't about somebody lining somebody's pockets. This ain't about somebody trying to make somebody feel good. Give a damn. We all have the right to speak our piece.
Yep.
So you're gonna listen to Who Could Talk with a Gorilla and you're gonna hear some real. So you want to hear that real about the music industry and some things? Yeah, you definitely need to get back on that show. You definitely need to get back on listening when it come back out. Of course, you know what I'm saying? Earth and Sky Interactive will definitely keep you posted on Who Could Talk with a Gorilla and when that will be back out there for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
A lot
coming.
of new music to review. Lots of new music.
Yeah. Wait, are we calling? Is that stuff still called music?
Well, if you catching the old head Jones, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Is
it's
that
more like
wait,
music marketing 101.
are we still calling that music? Like, is that still even called music? Like, look. I'm ancient. Look, I'm very seasoned, as the young folks say. So at that
Yeah.
point, I don't, I'm out the loop. Like I'm about to shave off some of this facial growth, so I'm about to go back another 10 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is staying. I'm keeping this, and I ain't look. Back in the day, people, it was probably about down to here and dyed platinum. Oh, your boy was on some shit back in the day. Trust me when I tell you. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to get back to that, but it'll be more natural this time because I'm starting to get the little pepper in there now. So we're gonna let it roll, but shit don't connect up here, and it's just annoying. It's annoying. This up here likes to gather food. It's annoying. Like I don't normally keep
Oh man, dude, I'm this right here. Oh man,
like you'd be like, why am I smelling dinner? Why am I smelling smell? Oh,
dude. Yo, don't get me wrong. I love the gray beard. I love it. It's awesome. But for me, it's like I've never had this much hair on my face before. This is the ultimate first time. There has never been, aside from when I had it the last time, which was then I cut it off and I let it grow right back.
right.
But you know what I'm saying? For me, it could walk in the park. I've seen it. I've seen what it can do, and what it really let me know is that it's just more of me. So when people were admiring the beard, they were just admiring more of me. That's it. I gave them extra follicles, extra length, extra inches to admire me. I gave them something else to admire me. But I like who I've always seen myself to be, because I was in love with myself and I never desired to change. You know what I'm saying? Other than how I was changing anyway.
Woo, brother,
See, I love myself.
you a gorilla. You ain't got no choice. You ain't
And
no choice.
I love my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Now don't let all right. See, here's why you're gonna get the real from us. Because I'm gonna tell you straight up. Do I like my sister's ways? Do I like the things that I see them doing nowadays to themselves, to appease, to get the check, to get the bag, to
To
get the
appease the
man,
system.
to appease the same system that's snatching your ass?
Yep.
Because you're trying to appease the system to the highest level. Like, you look really good. Thank you. Come on, let's go.
Shoot. Next.
How many Instagram models are you hearing about popping up dead?
Boop.
Like, more regularly now. Why? Because these chicks are flying over to Dubai to do private shows and parties because this dude's seen her on Instagram. And they're getting the bag and they're coming back and then they're going back over there. And that's cool. But there is more to your purpose than your panties.
Well, the thing is, you're expendable. Expendable. One thing that America has
And
shown the indigenous peoples of America, aka black people, is that you are expendable. Expendable.
And before we go deeper on that topic, we just want to let you know we appreciate you rocking with us for this second hour. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the curious case of missing indigenous women. You know what I'm saying? And children, who are being subsequently lost into the system. And we're not meaning being lost into the jail system or the belly of the beast. We're talking about in a
Poof,
system
poof,
of
be gone.
of kidnapping and whatever other term you want to put on it.
Yeah.
We're talking about how it's high time that men start acting like men.
Well, it's high time that indigenous American men, aka black
Sorry,
men,
sorry. Thank you for that correction.
act
Because
like the
I don't.
protectors that we were created to be. Because I will speak for myself. They got me. They got me. They got a lot of us. See what I'm saying? Sent the right flow in, got infiltrated. Yeah, they got me. Can't front. What's the easiest way to end the flow? What's the easiest way to infiltrate, right? Oh, listen to right. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? What's the easiest way? The easiest way is to water down the flow, right? So we're going to water it down. We're going to water it down. We don't keep watering it down. We don't keep watering it down. Yeah, they got me. I have to deal with that. I've had that come to sky meeting with self to go back and see what happened, to see who was coming at me and why that was. And I had to let the dots connect me on that. There's a lot of indigenous American men, aka black men, who need to do the same thing.
Shadow work.
Have that shadow work meeting with yourself and be like, how'd they get me too? Again, mind you, there are those who are truly down for the cause. Down, down. Not acting down, down, down. Like all hell breaks loose, and we talking back to back down. So let's not get it twisted. Okay? There are those that are down, down. I didn't have that. They weren't down, down. Mm-mm. So for those of you that are down, down, I applaud you because you catch it from all spectrums. All spectrums. You're America's most hated. You get a bad rep. So I feel for you. I do.
Yep.
But it's just the fact that, again, then you've got the system brainwashing the indigenous American woman, aka black woman. Well, we can't stop you from having them. Oh, we can give you more money.
Huh.
And we'll give you even more money if he ain't there. Now, of course, you get those who say, all right, so check it, honey. Look, caseworker coming, so you got to go. You can't keep anything here. You can just leave a bag here. I can hide that. But caseworker coming, so you got to leave. And you come back when she's gone. But more times than not, unfortunately, there's 3 to 4 siblings, 2 to 3 daddies, maybe 4, none of which there, and the system wants to make sure they're not.
Let me tell you something. How that fostering of that idea and upholding that program has been of a detriment to women in general. Okay? Because number one, if you're a white man, you had a white woman. Okay? And if a white woman was by herself, it's because she either chose to be by herself or she was a social pariah. Okay? And 9 times out of 10, the two went together to some degree. But there weren't many of them women. They were called spinsters. You know what I'm saying? And there was even little homes that they would all go to together and start living, because they couldn't live with anybody else and somebody had to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So we get that. Now, as society deteriorated, you know what I'm saying, because of the way that karmic debt was kicking their ass and treating, for the way that they were treating people, okay, it started becoming more attractive to be an indigenous woman in America. Okay, its attraction was its beauty and its freeness and its savoir-faire when it came to how they were able to, live and uphold all the levels of torture and torment that they went through and still be hold themselves in such high regard. And it was because they had a man, a black man who went through the same thing and was ready to not cash his chips in, but had her back. Now, time goes by. What ends up happening is the wares and how she carries herself, trying to be like that same white woman who had all the liberties and all the freedoms. She also realized that I've got to keep myself. And myself is that little sassy self, that little extra part to where I was raised by my mama who told me, to do this and gave me all these principles and teachings and understandings about being a black or indigenous woman in this world. So that's why they aspire to be like these women, just like black men aspire to be more like white men. And secretly, they won't tell you, but some of them will. White men will want to be more like black men because of the same civil liberties and the same coolness and the same. How do they still battle through these storms? All right. But let's look at what it does and what it's done. So now you've got trailer trash white girls, right? Who are trailer trash because they've decided to live black-esque. Talk shit, rolling their neck, having multiple kids by multiple baby daddies, on the welfare stamps, you know what I'm saying, and acting like nobody wants them to be a wife, and getting 200 to 300 pounds because it's better to kick out another kid than to live with a man who don't love her. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was because of this whole feminist movement that a lot of these things happen, and you know, white women dupe black women into riding along with them and making it their cause, when, you know, like Dave Chappelle talked about, soldier on her truth, you know what I'm saying, said what she said. And so that whole premise was kind of like, we were just here to get some type of liberty for us. You know, the black woman just felt like she had a comrade in the white woman, you know what I'm saying, who was getting her ass kicked, and, you know what I'm saying, getting cheated on by everybody, and, you know what I'm saying, getting totally her back turned. You know, her back was, you know, I mean, she wasn't loved or cared for. So the things that made her a woman made her hardened, because, you know what I'm saying, that same black woman was getting her loving, getting her sex. You know what I'm saying? Getting all his sexual energy was going to that black woman. So see, there's been that cycle, right? So long story short, you've got now these white women that want to be as black. They want the fullness of the lips, the heavy hips, and the waist, and the ass, and the tits. You know what I'm saying? And they've got the money, and they don't know what to do with it. So they go out and grab these options to become now an individual who looks like a total made up Barbie doll. And the Barbie doll was given by a man, as this is the prima donna of the standard of beauty. Okay, now take that and take black women who follow the same principle, that if that's the standard of beauty, then I need to meet that as much as possible to compensate for this black skin that I'm in, that everybody seems to hate. So now you got her further hating herself, and the white woman further trying to emulate her by doing the same thing that she's doing, dancing and doing all the latest dances, the latest style of dress, which the black woman got from her, just flipped it up and then gave it back to them, and made the white woman like, wow, I like the way she's wearing that. And there's a small part that's like, we don't want to deal with that, or they don't outwardly want to say that they are enjoying that type of shit, because that would mean that they have lost social points as among, you know what I'm saying? So like we can't be like them, but at the same time, I'm going to get a Botox shot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to get a Botox butt shot, and I'm going to get some implants to keep them fuller. Why? Because your man was already not paying you attention, so you had to buy something, and then he gave you a little bit more attention. You know what those women always get to? Those women always end up getting all that shit for their man, and their man ends up getting tired of it like a toy. And the next thing you know, they go find it and give it to another man, because they want to get they want to get his dollars worth. You know what I'm saying? They want to get his dollars worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get all the run I can out of this body.
Well, think about
So,
it. It's the physical.
right.
Again, once they realize I'm being used physically, the cheating starts emotionally. I need someone to make me emotionally feel good. I need a
Yep.
man to make me feel good emotionally.
The checkout happens.
Just so y'all know, that's how pimping started. That's how it started. It didn't start physically. The pimp understood, I'm gonna give you attention. I'm gonna show you emotional love. I love you, baby. But I need you to get on this corner right now and make me this money. Now you be fucking anyway. And you feel like shit, but look, I'm gonna show you that emotional love. I just need you to do something for me. See, that's how pimping all got started. That's how you try to figure out where did these white chicks come from on the corner? Like what you thought happened? Just like Earth said, they went through, did all that stuff, and was like, what the wait, I look like this and you still don't want me? You
Don't you want me, baby?
you know what I'm saying?
Don't you want me? Oh.
You don't want me? Like physically. Again. So what do? They emotionally start to cheat. Emotionally cheating. That's how it starts. And once a woman checks out emotionally, fellas, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's done. Eventually the sex ends too. Over. Just go ahead and call that a day. You see what I'm saying?
But see, you know why it's more prone to happen when they're checking out. It's because this idea of monogamy, it's not natural.
Nope, nope. Except for one group of penguins. There's two species that mate for life. Two. One is a certain type of penguin, and I forgot the other one, but one is a penguin. Yes, that is facts. Outside of that, get it how you live.
Oh, well, let's not forget gorillas mate for life too. Now, but here's the thing: they are, like, depending on how high up you are in the hierarchy, able to smash on other ones.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like lions, they'll have two or three. You know what I'm saying? But they're managing those two or three. You know what I mean? And it's
lions,
because
tigers, and
that comes,
bears.
it
Oh
comes
my,
right. It comes with the status. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. Oh my, oh my.
oh my.
But so here's the thing, right? Knowing this, we should understand that that's the reason why the population is heavily based towards females anyway. Okay, so here's the thing: they brought us here to protect them. We're not doing our job. So don't come to me talking about you're a man and part of your daily fight is not involved with finding out how to, what I'm saying, are working towards the liberation of these indigenous women. You know what I'm saying? Or the liberation of your women. And not to be whores and all this other stuff, but the liberation of them to have the choice to do whatever it is they're going to do and be protected in their stance on whatever they choose. Okay, we may not like it, but if we start doing what we're supposed to be doing, I guarantee a lot of this. Well, I was born this way. No, no,
Well, it's
no,
all
you
about
weren't.
attention. It's all
It's
about
just
attention.
attention.
At
You're
the end
gonna,
of the day, you
dude.
want that attention, and you'll do what you got to do to get it. But if we were protecting properly, hmm, hmm, now you're not reaching for that attention, are ya? Hmm.
Because
Not
here,
for
think about it, right?
daddy issues. Hmm?
If you protect them properly, what are you doing? You're protecting them, and you're protecting them, all of them, physically, mentally, and spiritually. See, when societies are matriarchal in sense, they are less likely to involve wars, and educations tend to be the forefront. Sciences and development of culture and agriculture tend to be in arts and tend to be in the forefronts of a matriarch society. And when I learned that, it made perfect sense why the apex of a man's you know
Patriarch.
patriarch society uh, was that there was war, more vagabonds,
Violence.
what I'm saying, violence, chaos, you know what I'm saying. And look at what has been the glue to hold these societies that we see now together. France used to battle against America. Now they battle diplomacy wise. America dropped the bomb on Japan. All right, China and North Korea, what I'm saying, are at odds. You know what I'm saying. You got Russian and China who is locked in um, uh, political battles against the West. You know what I'm saying? And all of their comrades. I mean, so it's just like every nation goes against every nation because it's about resources. But at the end of the day, that's what they put into the gameplay of of these um, of these races. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to get the resources for whites, and no matter what, since we're in the judge and we're in the state to where we can pass judgment and we can protect, and we are in all these different forums. We'll make sure that they can't touch you. Go do what you got to do. Same thing with the Italians. Same things with the Irish. Same things with the Asians. Same things. I mean, it's the Asians were once upon a time the minority, looked down on as much as scum bucket, almost as much as scum as blacks. You know what I'm saying? And Jews were the most. Let's not forget, Jews were the most hated. The true Jews, the true Jews were the most hated. And that hate overran to the other, you know what I'm saying, as some call them the Khazarian Jews. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are not true Jews or not have a true Jew lineage. So I mean it's a whole lot of extra going on that is created in hate, right? And at the top is the puppet master flexing strings.
Well, the hate goes deep. Because again, you got to think about it. Why doesn't the indigenous American male, aka black male, stand up and defend the indigenous American woman, aka black woman? Because we've been taught to hate them, degrade them. We've been taught to hate those that have us, that gave birth to us.
And if not, you have a race of babies that'll rape the ladies and hate the ladies.
Right. I mean, seriously. So now they're even more defenseless. So now they've got to defend themselves, but wait, they've got little ones. And they got to provide and defend.
And you know how the system eats and chews these little indigenous babies up? Eats and chews them up.
Oh.
I mean, puts them in a foster care where they're the least likely to be adopted. You know what I'm saying? It makes them grow up in a system where it's preached that love is the forebearer of all things, but there's no love being shown. So now you have to live with that oxymoron that you call life, because you know it's not fit for you. It's fit for everybody else, but it ain't fit for you. I mean, it just, you know what I'm saying? The boys get into endless repetition. The girls get into endless repetition that they pass on to the kids that they have in regards to try and have a normal life. It's a cycle that keeps on. And those same kids and those same generations are going to be the same ones that little white kids and little white boys and little white girls start trying to emulate and become more like, because they do the new dances. They're creating the new thing. They're creating the new music. You know what I'm saying? They're creating the new look. They're creating the new hustle, the new grind. You know what I mean? And that's what it's going to.
Well, it's never really a problem until you get suburban America having a problem with their youth who now don't respect their mama.
Right.
Who don't respect their sister, their grandparents. Then it's a problem. Then society actually steps in and says something. Oh, Houston, we've got a problem. Houston, we've got a problem. Look, we as indigenous American men, aka black men, need to get over our mama issues. We got mama issues.
Yep.
Either we was just raised by a woman. In my case, my mom passed when I was 16. You see what I'm saying? Like, we need to get over those issues. Seriously, fellas. Marillas, brothers, G's. We need to get over that. We really need to get over that. Because our women need us right now more than
to be
any
men.
other time in history. Need us right now to get over those issues that we got. Why do you think they got daddy issues? Why do you think there's a whole lot of indigenous American women, aka black women, that got daddy issues? And then we as indigenous men, yep, there you go. And we as indigenous men literally are like, why y'all messed up? Well, let's see. We got mommy issues. They got daddy issues. Do you see how deep this runs, people?
Man,
What is this is?
What's it called? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Watch.
Shirt off me. Hell yeah.
I'm about to give you one right now. All right. This is what's killing. This is what's killing the indigenous black male. All right. Uh, okay. So it's called the Oedipus complex. In Freudian theory, the complex of emotions aroused in a young child, typically around the age of 4, by an unconscious sexual desire for the parent of the opposite sex and wish to exclude the parent of the same sex. The term was originally applied to boys, the equivalent in girls being called Electra complex. The Oedipus complex is this thing that men have with their mothers that wants them to stay coddled up to where their best friend is their mother. Their the one who they judge what kind of woman they want is based off of their mother. The one who is the confidant, the strong one, is the mother. The one who is their protector is the mother. See, because when a mother cries over her son being shot in the street, she's crying because why? Let's just say what we said earlier. Powerless to protect. It's the ultimate loss. It's like the loss that I could have done something, loss. And see, with the Oedipus complex, it's deeper because the bond between the mother and the boy, especially now, here's the funny part about it. They just made that. If you notice how they made this is how they're trying to rewire the world. The Oedipus complex was more focused towards men, our boys, right? I'm gonna read this to you. In Freudian theory, the complex of emotions aroused in a young child, all right, which was supposed to be in previously until all these changes started happening, they started rewriting things. It was boys, typically around the age of 4. Okay, a boy at the age of 4, his mother's loving on him, kissing on him, hugging on him, doing all the things that she does to a man. But when he sees what women do to men, and at the age of 4, they're starting to recognize that if I'm getting that same attention and I'm getting it from the woman, I should have feelings toward this woman that's giving me these emotions. It's just a common sense thing, okay? Because we may not mature fast, but we start thinking logically very quick, okay? And start talking logically if it's encouraged and allowed, right? So by an unconscious sexual desire for the parent of the opposite sex. Now, once again, they're trying to make this thing seem like it's common on both sides, right? If they're trying to make it sound like it's common on both sides, and it says, in wish to exclude the parent of the same sex, here's where they mess up at right here. In parentheses, they say the term was originally applied to boys. So they tell you it was originally applied to boys. It was never a term applied to boys and girls. So how is it that it can now be applied to boys and girls? Does that make sense? That you would take a term that was applied to boys only and now change it to apply to boys and girls? Wait, when they even had an equivalent in the girls being called the Electra complex. So let's look at this real quick. Here's how they're trying to rewrite shit in front of you. The Electra complex already existed because when Freud created one term that was based in a masculine nature, he would create another one based in the feminine.
Yep.
to explain the imbalance. And now, as you can see, they're trying to apply the boy term to both sexes.
And you wonder why there's daddy issues and mama issues.
Boom.
And then you wonder why you've got a group of people who basically don't know. Why? Because you never got taught how to really protect, because society and the system wanted to make sure that you weren't taught how to protect. You
But
see what I'm saying?
here's what they teach. Here's what they taught you though. They taught you how to shake your ass, watch yourself, back it up, show them what you're working with.
Show them what you're working
Shake that ass, watch
with.
yourself, show them what you're working with. I can't even do it like Mystical did it, but it was so awesome the way he did it because he put it out there like, don't do it. Why? Because it's okay. The system says it's okay for
Okay.
you to look older and the mother to hypersexualize your young ass to make you palatable. Maybe they were trying to hypersexualize their ass to get them away from these young these pedophiles who like these young girls. So they make these young girls look older so that the pedophile don't want them because the pedophile wants somebody that looks just like a kid, not a kid that's trying to look like an old ass woman.
Well. But you got to think though. Now that takes us to a slightly different Oprah Still Connected. This takes us to a Gayle King. All right. For those of you who grew up in the hood, okay, especially back in the 70s and 80s, you think pedophilia wasn't around back then? Oh, the hood had some. And everybody knew who they were. Wasn't like they didn't know who they were. They knew who they were. You need to stay away from so and so. So if you think this whole like pedophilia thing is this new thing that everybody's talking about, it's a fad or something, no, people, it's been around for a long time. And everybody in the hood back then knew, oh, there's so and so, y'all got to come in. Y'all can go back outside once he off the block. Or I'm gonna come sit on the porch because I'm watching him. And he would have got broke off on site. Talk to them kids if you want to. Your ass ain't leaving the block.
Now,
One to jump on him because the rest would have came out quick.
now you know that they stone motherfuckers over in the quote unquote Middle East, aka over in the East. They stone you. Now they are still look. I saw it the other day. I saw one not the other day, but I saw one a while ago. I think it was a Somalian cat. Well, they was. I mean, they was just. This dude's body was done. The only time it was moving is when an outside force interacted on it. You know what I'm saying? Like the laws of Einstein. You know what I'm saying? Like the laws of relativity. You know what I mean? It was as soon as a rock or brick would hit it, boom boom, it moves. But after that, that was it. There was nothing there. They stoned the life out of this dude for sleeping with somebody's underage daughter. Stoned him. And then they're gonna mutilate the body afterwards. See what I'm saying? Because it's got to be a lesson taught. It's justice. It's what you do to protect. You serve justice.
Do you
See,
know in some cultures they turn your ass into a eunuch?
yeah.
Eunuch. Look that shit up, people, if you don't know
But
what a eunuch is.
but here's what I found out. The reason why they stopped doing that and stopped giving them the pills to change them is because the urges were still there
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was a chemical imbalance. So they could not change the chemical imbalance or what created the imbalance, no matter what kind of genitalia part they removed or whatever they did. So what I'm saying is it's because we have to protect ours at all time that we have to shift the conversation now. We have to shift the conversation to understand, overstand, understand, and understand that what is the most important thing is protecting the most valuable resource. And it ain't no metallic, it ain't no no
Ain't no
mineral,
material, nothing.
nothing material. You see what I'm saying?
But it starts
It's
with
this
an M,
woman.
though. But it starts
Yeah,
with an M.
it's this woman. It's this woman. That's got to be our focus. It's this woman that we are supposed to be protecting at all costs. Now, look, I can't say shit's gonna be perfect with you and your wife, and you and your girl, or you and your woman, you and your daughter, you and your aunt, you and your mother. Shit's not gonna be perfect. It's not. But you still have to make sure you're there for that woman. We got to stop lifting up these cameras and watching these women getting their ass kicked or beat up or doing things that are not
Or
of a
snatched.
woman or snatched. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, it should, you should run to you out of breath taking a picture just trying to get the license plate. And when you collapse, you should be collapsing, dialing 911 at the same time. So by the time the phone starts ringing, 2 clicks, and you hit the ground, you're able to tell them as the air goes out of your body. You know what I'm saying? They got them. Here's the information. That should be top priority.
Facts, people. Facts, people. I mean, that
That's
really,
all I got to say.
I mean, you know, that we spent 2 hours and 36 minutes on one topic. Now, mind you, we sprinkled some extra stuff in there that went along with this topic. But this is a topic that we spent almost 2 hours and 40 minutes on, that we could continuously spend 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. Do you get where I'm going here, people? This is something that we could talk about until the end of time. Because why? Because it's a problem, again, when nearly 100,000 indigenous American women, aka Black women, come up missing during a pandemic. Come on, y'all. Like, that's a problem. It's a problem. We as men need to get over their mommy issues and play our role, because we're needed.
See, number one, you little punk ass men, you little punk ass wannabes, you need to stop bowing down. Stop cowering. Say what's on your mind. Stick behind it. Don't start an argument, but
Go in there and run and
nullify it by not even coming down to that level to argue. See, when you argue, you hop on their level of that's an estrogen empowered level. When you start coming down to that, because we're not supposed to argue. Our word is supposed to be bond, and that bond is supposed to be universal law. And that universal law means that we're supposed to be protecting this woman, even by being 100% blunt and honest with our truth. That's what it's supposed to be about. Now, is that always going to be pretty? No. But the fact is, we have to be blunt and honest with these women. So even in that aspect, we're protecting them with our truth. It starts there. See, because they know and they know that we're capable of it, but they need to know that they can follow. And they need to know that they can follow because you prove that you are a leader.
Kind of
Okay?
hard to submit to something that you don't feel safe with, isn't
I
it?
wouldn't submit to none of you punk ass motherfuckers either. You know what I'm saying? Little
Why-
punk ass motherfuckers. You just running around here with your pants sagging. Yeah, I don't care. Sag, okay? Sag because you want somebody to run up in your ass, or sag for whatever reason you feel like sagging is cool. But what the fuck is a real woman gonna do with a motherfucker that can't keep his pants up? Let me tell you something about sagging. You know what I'm saying? If you come to me sagging, I'm gonna go ahead and pull your pants all the way down. So while you trying to pull them back up, I'm gonna uppercut your ass. I'm gonna knee your ass. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to just nullify you right quick. While you trying to take my head off with some wild ass swing, I'm gonna just pull your pants down because I know you ain't got a belt on. First thing you do when you ready to get into it is you pull your pants up, and then they fall right back to where they were at before you pulled them up, and then you put your dukes up. So now you gotta either put your dukes up or pull your pants up. You can't fight with that shit, man. You're not a warrior. See, a woman needs to be with a warrior in the bedroom, a warrior in the boardroom, a warrior on a mission,
Spiritual warrior.
a spiritual warrior, one who can lead spiritually. Why? Because he has patience, he has morality, he has virtue. You know what I'm saying? He has honor, he has trust, he has loyalty, respect. You know what I'm saying? The fruits of the way people treat him, the way he carries himself, the way he defends his family, the way he provides for his family. All of these things play a part. So I'm not talking to the men who do this on a day-to-day basis, the unsung heroes, to make sure that they are sticking in there so that they don't have a generation that runs astray, even though the mother tries to push him away because he hasn't proved to her yet. Well, damn it, you proved that to them by standing on your damn square. Let her be mad at you. Let her be pissed off at you. But don't let her be pissed off at you because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Let her be pissed off because you're so damn good. You don't need her assistance.
Well, see,
You provide the assistance.
The ones who are doing it need to go back to the old school. Each one teach one. They need to be teaching. See, again, that's when the OGs back in the day would pull you off to the side. Let me tell you something, son. Let me tell you something, young buck. I'm gonna drop this jewel on you. They put you hip to game.
Deep.
See, now that's gone. That's gone. See, that's something that the father in the house should have done, but the father started becoming few and far between.
All
Had to
facts.
get it from the street. So the OGs was out there playing their role, again, a community. That was their role in the community. If you didn't live in the community, you were like, oh, yeah, you know, they just sell drugs and they just do this. No, you have no idea what really went on in the community, the role that they actually played in the community. What you got was some romanticized news bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Some old Hollywood fuckboy shit. That's what you got. You didn't know because you didn't live there. You see what I'm saying? So now that you've got that taken out, now you've got young men who weren't given certain knowledge. So now they've got to wing it. So what do? You repeat what you see. Okay, so this, I see this over here and they're doing this. So that means I got to do that. And they're doing this, so I got to do that. And they disrespecting women, so I got to disrespect women.
Facts.
Because that's what your environment is showing you. So you're becoming your environment. See, again, these men who are doing it the right way, they weren't birthed that way. You see what I'm saying? They had to learn and apply what they learned. So for all of you out there who aren't on that level, you can get to that level. So you're not just hot garbage. You can change. It's work, though. You gonna work and you gonna learn today. Because there's a lot about you that you don't even know about you. And see, that's a problem with a lot of indigenous American men, aka black men, is the fact of it's hard enough to try to research your lineage. Thank you, Dane Calloway. Thank you for the work that you do. A lot of y'all need to get on that. Real talk.
Real spit.
But to do that shadow work, to go back inside yourself and figure out, why do I have this problem with women? What is this thing like? Why do I want to just I got to put my hands on them when I get angry? Or why I got to sleep with everyone that I see? Or why is that? Like, that's something that's in your head that only you can figure out. But until you figure it out, how can you truly be a protector for those that need you? Because basically, in that way of thinking, I'll just get another one. So, I mean, this is deep. Y'all, this is deep. And this is the type of shit that bothers me because we are at a time in history. We have reached critical mass, people, when it comes to tipping the scales to change things.
Oh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Are y'all listening to this man?
I
Are
mean,
y'all listening to this man?
so,
Go
I
ahead.
mean, we are at that point, people. We need to be there
Got
because
to
again,
be
just like I
there.
said, if we
Be
can't be
there
there for our
in the
own,
morning.
how can we be there for everybody else? How can you call yourself a leader when you can't even be there for your own?
Don't come talk to us. You see how I push my glasses up? That's for you. Don't come talk to us. Get your house right first. I don't even want you in my house if your house ain't right. Because whatever's in your house that ain't right is going you're gonna bring and spread to my house, and I'm gonna think you intentionally trying to do it. Go focus on your
Sabotage.
house. Sabotage, saboteurs, sabotage.
Look, why do you think? Why do you think they did what they did to the system? So we're gonna take all the men and lock them up in a spot. So we got all the woman haters together, and they're just gonna congregate and find more ways to beat women and degrade women. And then we're gonna put all the man haters together, and so they forget how to actually be women. They start to act like men. You see how deep psychologically that gets people? It's a system that basically once started is self-perpetual, like a wheel. It just goes around and around and around and around until people wake up and realize that guess what? It starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you playing your role. It starts with you doing the work. Mind you, we as men got work to do. Women got work to do. Because again, when all you've seen is the women protecting, you don't know how to let a man be a man and do his job. You just don't know because you ain't never seen it. To you, it doesn't exist.
That's why you have to put your fucking foot down. And it's not to put it down to be malicious and mean and say, I've got control. No, it's to say my universal divine order is to make sure that my top priority is being served, which is to make sure that you are protected and provided for, as well as the children. Now, what that requires is if we're in a shootout and I say keep your head down, that means keep your damn head down. If we're in an area that's rough and I say, baby, lock your door, don't ask me why. Do
Just
it.
lock the damn door.
Lock the damn door. If I see something, if I do something to where you're not sure what's going on, wait till we get in an environment more suiting to ask me, why did you do that? Don't question what I'm doing at that time. See, the thing is, women have been put in a place where they continue to now feel like they can question, like they are the authorities. And it's because they feel like, well, the man can't protect me. So since he can't protect me, he can't truly respect me. And that's a misguided thought that has been placed in their mind by colonial thinking. That's where the foot down has to stop because that colonial thought process, it says, since I'm the woman, I'm ahead of you, needs to be rewound.
But putting foot down is now violent.
No,
See, again, the system's like, put your foot down. Oh, so what does that propagate? That
tell
propagates
them,
what you see on TV. Oh, I got to. You,
putting your foot down doesn't even mean you have to argue.
no, stand firm. Plant your roots and you ain't moving. You see what I'm saying? Again, I have no problem putting my life out there because I feel that other people have gone through what I've been through. My whole thing, especially in my second marriage, was keep mama happy. Keep mama happy, the house is happy. But one thing that she'll tell you, when I dug in There was no. I'm not uprooting fucking nothing. My problem was I didn't do it enough. But when I did it, though, oh, that was it. End of discussion. Topic, case, closed. Didn't have to be no loudness. Didn't have to be no rudeness. Didn't have to be no violence. No. 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 You can say what you want to. I spoke my piece. You can keep talking. Feel free. I'm done. Done. I'm not going to fuel the fire no more because it's over. You can keep it going in your head. It's a wrap. That's putting one's foot down. So that is what Earth speaks about. But unfortunately, it's been perpetuated through movies and other things to where, you know, putting your foot down means you gotta smack a hoe.
That's the pussy ass. That's the pussy way out. That's the pussy.
Degrade your woman.
Listen, do you know why a pimp never really needed to smack a hoe? Because he already had her mind. He never really needed to do that. See, the smacking of the hoe that a pimp is famous for was for outward perception.
Yes, in public.
In public. Because it was, you don't smack your woman in public. You don't do nothing to your woman in public unless you're doing it for public perception. Now, if he ever needed to starve a bitch out, he could starve a bitch out. He already wasn't fucking her, or shouldn't have been. You know what I'm saying? After a certain extent, he shouldn't have been. True pimps don't. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm not a pimp. They used to call me 91 Pimp because I was all about pimping the system. See, it wasn't about, you know, anything else. But, you know, definitely wasn't about pimping the opposite sex. Because two things I've never done. You know what I'm saying? 3, if you want to count killing a man, I've never, you know, so I ain't saying nothing else. I ain't never killed a man. I ain't never pimped a woman. And I ain't never in my life took nothing the wrong way. And if I need to read between the lines on that one, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I never took nothing the wrong way. Scarface said it best. My asshole says exit only.
Well, you know, we ain't trying to get cancel culture up in here. You know, we ain't trying to get Chappelle. That's now part of the lexicon. Because guess what? Chappelle ain't getting Chappelle.
He ain't getting Chappelle. They tried to Chappelle him. They ain't. You can't Chappelle.
No.
Chappelle's already Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Chappelle himself.
Thank you.
By Chappelle. So y'all lost that one. You may win some, but you just lost one. And funny how.
See, that's the thing, people. That's the thing. And you just have to realize is that, you know, because we're about to wrap this up because we're going on hour number 3 and we ain't going over 3.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a topic that we'll be talking about because this is something that has to be talked about more and more often. So we are literally jungle journalists, and we in the jungle right now. And this is guerrilla warfare at its finest. And we swinging them vines. And pretty much, we going to bring it to you. we going to put it in your face. Like it, love it, hate it, don't really give a damn, but somebody's got to take a stand. We as gorillas going to take that stand. Earth and Sky, we going to take a stand. Because this has got to stop. It's got to stop, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm still so mind blown by the number during a pandemic. What is that number outside of a pandemic?
A quarter.
And just to think, are those even accurate? Have those numbers been dumbed down? Like, is it more like 200,000? Is it more like 250,000? Is it more like 300,000? Wait, that's just the women. That number didn't include the kids. So that bothers me. That really bothers me. It bothered me more so because basically it's something that as a indigenous American man, aka black man, I should have been on this tip a long time ago. My past, my parents did the best they could do with what they knew. I should have had more knowledge of self a long time ago. So for that, I humbly apologize. But I'm making up for lost time real fucking quick. Because basically, this is some shit that I'm on now. I'm on your ass now. I'm on your ass. I'm the last one you want on your ass. I promise you that. So we're going to be talking about this. So y'all get used to it. Somebody got to get on that grizzly. And if the grizzly ain't going to get on the grizzly, gorillas will.
Oh, and we are pounding the chest. So don't ever, 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 ever think that you got rest coming. Don't think it's about to fall out of mouth, because I too have been one who has always understood the importance, but never really stepped up to the plate. I always stood at best, I always stood in the dugout. I never even made it to the batter's box to step up and take my swing, because I always felt like playing it safe and playing it cool and playing the back. But as I told some of my brothers this past weekend, oh, this year, I'm digging in on everything. And when I say digging in, I mean toes to the sky, vertical. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The heels are digging in. This is tug of war. Rooted, baby. Once I get to the point where my feet are totally dug in, I'm not getting nowhere. You're gonna have to break me off at the legs, because I'm not moving nowhere. I am going to be a sequoia, and I'm going to be in a forest of sequoias. And there ain't gonna be nothing else but sequoias around me, because that's the only thing I'm willing to accept. Don't drop no seeds and no saplings of some other bullshit ass, you know what I'm saying, pine tree. No.
Where does Caesar go? Where does Caesar take his people?
To the sequoias.
To the redwoods, the sequoias.
That's where we going.
Gorillas know. We know where to troop up, baby.
We know where to troop up. You better know it.
We know.
Hey, man, look for this new season of Gorilla Wear coming live and direct. I got to say that for all of the people. The new line is going to be a smash. Okay? Going to be a smash. It is going to be thought-provoking. It is going to mix up everything that you've been getting from Earth and Sky, along with the gorilla culture. It will be exposed. It is happening. And guess what? We told you when we hit that 20-year mark, there was no turning back. See, that's when the roots finally broke the ground. And now growth is going to be rapid. Let me tell you, if you want to know how fast growth is going to be, think about a bamboo tree that all of a sudden sprouts up to its height in a matter of, after being planted for years, it springs up, and the next thing you know, you have, you know what I'm saying, major bamboo, major height, and its strength unbreakable. So that's coming. Earth and Sky. Look for this. It's time to look. The alarm is done ringing.
Ring the alarm. Bring it back to dance hall.
Yes. Hey, you've been on it all night. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all sticking in for 3 hours with us, man. Earth and Sky, man. This is number 10. Pretty soon it's gonna be a number 100.
We had to give you all a little special. We did number 10 on 1010. You see what I'm saying? To take that into 10, 11. See what I'm saying? So we had to bring in, we had to take out the new or take out the old to bring in the new. Again, Saturn is no longer in retrograde, people. We in a new day. So
Yep.
all of those things we had to let go of, they gone. Hope y'all was doing your astrological work. You see what I'm saying? Because Saturn ain't in retrograde no more. So
Oh, and by the way, for those who are seeing this now or late, you know what I'm saying? It's time that you go to Sky and get that reading. You know what I mean? You start getting your readings because there's information that you need and there's information that he can get you as a conduit to all that. So start getting in contact, direct message us, you know what I'm saying, at Go Earth and Sky on IG or Go Earth and Sky on Facebook. You can hit us up on YouTube at Earth and Sky Interactive. But check out what we've got going on because it's something for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for some major things that are going to be happening media-wise, as we roll into 2022. You know what I'm saying? This is fourth quarter action. So this is the call to
we about to
action.
turn up. We about to turn up. Y'all have no idea.
So
We about to turn it up. I mean, we about to turn it up here quickly. So don't think like, yeah, they just BSing. You could wake up tomorrow and get smacked over the head.
Yep.
Trust me. It's like that. It's like that.
It is very much like that. And for that, Earth and Sky unite. You know how we do it? Nah. 2 dubs, 4 corners, peace, prosperity, and preservation. You know what it is.
God.
Earth and Sky.
Bam.
Gorilla.
Gorilla.
And we'll be back tomorrow with
Right?
the Milkshake Award.
So how you like that? Because trust, there been look here. There been some milkshakes, and trust me, I got 2 winners. 2 people gonna get their milkshakes drank tomorrow. Tune in.
Earth and Sky out.